Each year, a member of the graduating class is selected by the class to speak for the class on this occasion. This year, the Senior Awards Committee and the senior class itself has selected Brian W. Cornyn. I now call upon Brian Cornyn to share his reflections and experiences at Fordham Prep for the class of 2014.
I would like to thank the chair of the board, Mr. Neary, Father Devron, Mr. Gomprecht, Ms. Napoli, Mr. Ahern, the school's administration, and all of the faculty members for the influential role they have held throughout our last 4 school years. I would especially like to thank my fellow classmates for considering me worthy of the podium today. As a side note, I want to thank my older brother Shane, as he is the reason that I'm here today. Seriously, Shane, if you hadn't been so consistent in not doing your homework, Mom would have never sent you here, and I would have not ended up here either. Lastly, I want to thank all of the parents, family members, and friends who have gathered here today for this celebration. Throughout my time here, Fordham Prep has become a place that is very close to my heart. Reflecting on the years, I can't help but remember the milestone experiences we have shared together as classmates. The freshman and Emmaus retreats, the service trips to Ecuador and Tennessee, the triple-header games against Iona, prom, and much, much more. In all of these instances, it has been the people, rather than the occasion, that surface at the forefront of my mind. We are a diverse class, an especially unique one. Razik Brown comes from as far as Bridgeport, Connecticut, and Greg Heyer makes a slow trek across the George Washington Bridge every day. And even Andrew Omoa manages the daunting commute from the top of Moshulu Parkway. No matter where we come from, we all come for a reason. To experience the distinctive bond of brotherhood and community that the Prep has fostered among us. During the last 4 years, the Prep has not only served as a place of academic learning, but also as a place of prayer and contemplation. We have grown to understand each other's personalities and complexities in a way that not many other high school classes have been fortunate enough to experience. When we leave this campus today, it is not the notebooks and pencils that we will take with us. Rather, it is the intimate relationships we have formed with our classmates and teachers. It really was not until this past school year that I began to comprehend the profound impact the Prep has had on our lives. As many of you know, the Prep chaplain, Father Devine, passed away this year in December. Father Devine devoted himself to the Prep, and he will certainly be remembered for his contributions. When the announcement about his funeral service was released, I barely gave it any thought to attending the Mass. Never mind the fact that it was scheduled for a cold Tuesday morning over Christmas break. However, it was basketball season, and when Coach Piggott says jump, you ask how high. And so I, along with the rest of my varsity teammates, found myself participating in the emotional funeral Mass of a man who devoted his life to serving others in the model of St. Ignatius Loyola. During a reception in the Hall of Honor following the service, one of Father Devine's close relatives made a point to shake hands with each member of the basketball team. She told us how happy it made her and the rest of Father's family that we were able to attend the Mass and honor his life in a way that she knew he would have loved. Although she was aware that the idea to attend was not our own, she thanked us for making the effort to do the right thing. In this instance, in her expression of truly genuine gratitude, I became aware that this wasn't just any normal high school. I thought about it for quite some time, and I'm not really sure how it exactly happens. how this Fordham Prep brotherhood is formed between us. It must be somewhere in between one of Beck's profound lectures or the looks exchanged between those fortunate enough to take Mr. Dwyer's midterm, or even in a dark room with the candle up in Garrison, New York. No matter how or where it happens, it happens. Dr. Lee and Father Okonski don't just help us write our college essays, and Mr. McNamara doesn't just teach us about the intricacies of the Krebs cycle. Fordham Prep has helped us grow from boys to men and from men to men for others. Inspired with that confidence, I affirm that here today sits a class who will go on to be leaders of corporations, communities, and perhaps even countries. We will lead, rooted in the values of our families, our faith, and our high school. Today we sit beside each other in celebration and happiness. There will be a day when we cross states and time zones and oceans, and maybe even Yonkers, to sit beside each other again. In doing so, we will be comforted knowing that it mattered less what happened to us, but more how we dealt with it, how we did the right thing. The choice is ours. As graduates of Fordham Prep, I know what our choice will be. Although our time here at the Prep has come to an end, a new chapter in our lives will begin come September as we head off to college. Regardless of whether we travel far away or stay closer to home, we will be embarking on a new and unfamiliar path as we delve further and further into the world of independence. New friends will be made, and new challenges will be faced as we better come to understand who we are as individuals. There will be a lot of change in our lives in the next few months. However, some things will never change. Charlie Sullivan will never be able to find Mr. DeFato's pipettes. Mike Inglesi will never like blue belts, and he will never stop being Buka. Billy McKenna will never give up on the search for extraterrestrial life. The Riverdale kids will never stop playing ball at the Y. Richard Langelotti will never stop being the best AP exam proctor. Nick Dene will never stop being the Snapchat king. And Joe Goff will never stop being the commissioner. But most of all, we will never be alone. Fordham Prep and the Brotherhood of the Class of 2014 will always be here to support us. Urban philosopher and self-acclaimed lyricist 2 Chainz once said, "They ask me what I do and who I do it for." To which Matt Gold responded, "I do it for the boys." Thank you, our class of 2014.